Hey guys, Mr. BXRP here, and welcome back. Today is February 17th of 2020, and let's get started. I'm just looking at CoinMarketCap, and while I'm looking at it, I'm going to do a quick refresh. And it looks like Bitcoin is in the green a little bit. So Bitcoin's at 96.25, Ethereum's at 257, and XRP's at 28 cents. Everybody knows we had the big dump over the weekend. So we're slowly crawling back. Over the 7-day, XRP is still up 3%, Ethereum's up 16%, and Bitcoin is down 2%. And I've noticed Bitcoin dominance has been going down, and that's kind of an important number to keep an eye on. So when we see alt season take off, usually what happens is Bitcoin dominance hits a high, and then gets slammed down because people roll from Bitcoin to altcoins. So keep an eye on that number as we go on. And this is a funny number. There are 5,127 cryptos out on the market, which is an absolute joke. I mean, so if you have 5,127 and 1% are successful, that's still 51 different cryptocurrencies, which I believe is still a lot. I just don't see 51 possible use cases out there, so I just can't even believe that number. But we'll see. And what are they going to do when the central bank digital currencies come out? Are they going to put them on the same list? How's CoinMarketCap going to handle that? I mean, if they've got stable coins, are they going to have fiats from different countries? And it's going to be interesting to see how they do it. So jumping over to Fiat Leak. See what's happening over there. Looks like we're at 28 cents over there too, and trading's at about 1.5 million, which is pretty strong actually. So it looks like we're on a little bit of a rebound, but nothing huge going on. Hey, I want to do a shout out to the XRP agent. He's at _XRP_agent. He's a fellow real estate broker out of California. Has his own channel. He's on Twitter also. And if it wasn't for him, I would not have seen the Brad Garlinghouse interview this morning. He was playing it live while I was in my car, and I was able to watch it, and I wanted to thank him personally. You can go to his Twitter and see the breakdown of the interview in different sections. If you want to see the whole thing all at once, I would recommend you go to @XRP_news_. XRP Researcher has it all in one loop. So if you want to watch the whole interview, my thoughts on the interview, it was okay. I mean, it wasn't massive. She's really good, Julia Chatterley. She's very nice, and she does a nice job. And I think she wants to ask the tough questions, but realizes she's not going to get another interview in the future if she asks, the really, really tough questions, because you got to take it easy a little bit. But obviously we're all up to speed so much at any moment that what is Brad going to say that we don't already know? In most cases, not much. I mean, not much. We're so on top of this stuff. So for for a conventional investor out there, they might have learned something huge or something new. I mean, if we're going to get one kernel out of it, Brad stating that they want to be an Amazon. Well, any CEO should say that about their company. So I don't think there was any new information that came out. I think it's great that he's on there. He's on CNN, and I think it's we need to be in front of the mainstream media. So that's important. And it might have helped this price movement a little bit, because the price has gone up since the interview was aired this morning. So that's a benefit. So it's always good that Brad's out there. He's doing it. He by the way, he's an amazing CEO, just so you guys know. He really is. I mean, he's an amazing CEO, and he's a really cool guy in person, and he's got a great sense of humor. I think Brad's doing a tremendous job, but not a lot to get out of that interview. But everybody should watch it. If you're an investor, you should watch it. You should see what he says. And you have to also read in between the lines. I mean, he purposely doesn't answer. It's the answers he doesn't give. It's the questions he doesn't answer that I got the most out of. The ones that he dodged. If he dodged the question, that tells me a lot. Okay, then I have to read into why did he dodge that question, and that's a good thing, because that means that she was on to something and he didn't want to talk about it. So when you watch the interview, watch what he doesn't answer, and I think that might help you enjoy the interview a little bit more. All right, so moving on. Let's see. Oh, that was the same thing, which means I'm going to miss something. Let me take a quick look here in my bookmarks. Let me see what I missed. Mac I got. Okay. All right, so let's jump over here. So at Mac Attack XRP. So Mac posted this on Twitter. He said, alt season has officially begun. Does your bag have the winning alt? The table showed how massive the rally was in the first and second alt seasons. December 2017 to January 2018, XRP surged by a whopping 52,000% in over a year. So this is and I reposted this on Twitter. This has got a really, really cool chart. It shows the last two alt seasons. And what an alt season is an alt season is when Bitcoin goes on a major run and gets sent, to its new orbit, I should say. People who are in Bitcoin tend to then sell out of Bitcoin and jump into alts, and it's called alt season. So that's what people mean by alt season. But this was the first alt season, December of 2016 to 2017, and then the second alt season was December 6th to January 14th, which is the one I experienced. I experienced that one. But if they combine the two of them from December 16th to December of 2016 to January of 2018, XRP went up 52,297%, and Bitcoin was 1,555%. So look at that. I mean, that was massive. So the people who got into XRP back when it was 0.006 cents, I mean, those people, they've already made a killing. But the question is, what will the next alt season look like? What will XRP do the next time around? And I've told the story of, when I got in, and I remember when my XRP was up over 800%, I literally thought I was going to have a heart attack. I really, really did. I thought I was going to have a heart attack watching it grow on my phone by the second. It was absolutely... there isn't anything to compare to. If you play poker, let me just say this: if you play poker and you've made a big bet or you've gone all in on a bet, that feeling, that rush you get, that rush that you get all at once, that fear and that excitement and everything. Imagine having that for 27 days. Like, it is overwhelming, and that's what it feels like to be in a bull market. It's like being all in on a poker hand that lasted 27 days. It was insane. It was crazy. But anyway, but this is interesting. So you could see this. I posted it on Twitter. I retweeted it so you guys can see it there. So Michael Arrington recently answered. Roses on the Moon asked, "Arrington, are you still bullish on XRP?" And Michael Arrington said, "Extremely." Michael Arrington is an early investor in Ripple. He's a venture capitalist. He's also an investor in property as well. But I did meet Michael Arrington at Swell. He's a very unique guy, and I don't know if I've ever told this story publicly, and I think the Digital Asset Investor might have told the story on his channel. But I was sitting with the Digital Asset Investor behind Michael Arrington at Swell, at one of the Swell talks. And Michael Arrington, and I know the Digital Asset Investor said this many times, he's a big guy. I mean, he's a big, intimidating guy. And I was talking to the Digital Asset Investor, and Michael Arrington turned around, and he looked at me with a stern face and said, "You're a real effing believer, aren't you?" Because he heard me talking to the Digital Asset Investor about XRP. And I just looked at him square in the eyes and said, "Absolutely, aren't you?" And he looked at me and he goes, "Well, yeah." So it was a good moment. Later on, we got to hang out a little bit, and he did a cool selfie with Brad Garlinghouse, the Digital Asset Investor, myself, and I think Brad Kimes was in it as well. But interesting guy. He knows his stuff. He's been around a long time, and one of the interesting things that I learned at Swell was he and Brad Garlinghouse have been friends for 15 years. So those guys know each other for a long time. So Michael Arrington is very, very plugged in to the Silicon Valley fintech scene. This guy really knows his stuff and knows a lot of people. All right, moving on. So I saw this from Crypto Wolf, and he's at 13 of 121. I don't know what that means, but whatever it means, I liked his tweet. His tweet said, until the digital asset market is regulated, which will bring in traditional investors, it's just whales playing with your emotions. Stop worrying and just wait. We're early. I cannot agree with this statement more. I mean, I just cannot. We just saw it in the recent rally, and you know, there's I did a video on Saturday from the airport. I was traveling. I had to go visit family, and I did a video in the airport about, you know, getting ready to cash out and getting prepared and what it takes and what people should do. And the response on this video was tremendous. I mean, it was 97% of the people who watched this video gave it a thumbs up, which is a fantastic number. But those 3%, there were many comments in there, people saying that, you know, Mr. B is a shill. He wants you to sell your XRP. Why would you ever sell your XRP? I mean, these people are out of their minds. I mean, I'm here to make money. And the last bull run, I didn't take any profits. I didn't make any money, and I've had to wait 2 years not having not reaped any benefits. So, you know, don't anyone think I'm not here to make that money. I'm here to make that money. And you know, if people think that I'm telling others to sell their XRP because I don't want them to hold it, they're out of their minds. I want people to make money. I'm sharing I'm doing the same thing that I do with my kids and that I do with the people that work for me at my company. I'm sharing my failures with you so that you don't have to fail like I did. And if you think that's disingenuous, then shame on you, because I'm doing it for the right reasons. I'm trying to help. So I had some negative comments. People thought, you know, and the other people who say, oh, I'm never going to sell, just put it on a credit card and spend it so you don't have to pay the taxes, all this garbage. Listen, I have a mortgage company, okay? They only take one thing, dollars, okay? So I will be cashing out at my cash out points to pay off all my debt in dollars until they take something different. And until then, that's my plan. But everybody needs to have their own plan, and you need to do what works for you. So that's my answer to those folks that said they're never cashing out. And you know, and I got news for you. Some of those people that say they're never cashing out, listen, here's the thing. There's a difference, right? If we're just going through what's called and TM Logic phrased it the best. He called it a dumb bull run. If it's just a dumb bull run, if it's not based on utility, you had better take profits, because I will tell you that it will hurt you for a long time if you don't take profits, and you had all that money and didn't take any of it. Now, the other thing is, look, if we're being driven up by utility, then maybe it's another story, but here's the problem, is it's never happened before in the history of the planet. We've never seen a digital asset go up in value based on utility before, so we don't know what it looks like when it happens until it happens. So we haven't been there before. You know, so they are two different things. But my initial cash out plan is based on, and whether it goes up with a dumb bull run or utility, I'm selling out at my sell points. I don't care either way. Those are my sell points for reasons that serve my financial needs. Now, I'm holding the largest part of my XRP bags for the long term, but in the short term, I'm selling the smaller bags to meet my goals and financial needs, which are mine and mine personally. So that's the point I want to make on that. But I agree with this statement, and I think it's very important. And if you didn't listen to my video that I did on Saturday, you should go back and listen to it. If you've never listened to my cash out video, please have a listen to my cash out video. If anything, I'm not saying it's the best video, but if it gives you the incentive or motivates you to sit down and write your own cash out plan, I think then it's a big win for me that it helps somebody do that. So I think that's fantastic. And the last thing I want to say is, this was a tweet I saw. It said, "Don't talk, act. Don't say, show. Don't promise, prove." You know, the proof is in the pudding. It's in your deeds in life. It's what you do that matters, guys. And one of the adages that I like to live by in my personal life and my professional life is I always under-promise and over-deliver, and I can't emphasize enough how important that is. Under-promise and over-deliver in everything you do, and everybody you interact with in your life will be very impressed, okay? Thank you all for joining. I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not an accountant, I'm not a robotic engineer, and I'm not a crypto expert. These are my opinions only. Don't make any financial decisions based on anything I say. This video is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only. Please like and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please give me a sub and hit the notifications button and share with anybody who you think might do the same. Thank you all for joining today and have a great day.